Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 2 of 2024 All Four Back. I'm, of course, Chester 430, and of course, I'm joined by one only Shad. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Dan. Good evening, everyone.
How are we all doing?
We're doing well. Just still got the cough. I'm on a 40-hour fast.
Oh,
So,
blooming hell.
yeah. So
Yeah.
there we go. If I go quiet, I've either collapsed or I forgot to switch my microphone on again.
Well, we do have our other presenter actually in the chat, Hadlington. I mean, if he is, he wants to pop in maybe and say hey to everyone. 'Cause he has been gone for the last few weeks, so no, he's muted his mic now. That was a good start. Oh dear, but it's good to see you back on there, Hads, and hope the recovery's going well for you, mate. Hope to see you back on the show in not too distant future. We are entering business end of the season now. Only 3 matches left in the league. We are going to focus tonight on the league and also the SCS and BGP draws. And we are going to start with the league program first of all. And I believe the first match was the Scorchers. They were at home, I believe. I need to just double check the program that I have. There we go. So it was the Birmingham Scorchers 51 and the Red Card Dynamite 39. So a big win there for the Scorchers. Tank, if you can just zoom in just very, very quickly. Thank you, mate. So you see there the points. We were going to have Sizzler in tonight as a guest host, but unfortunately he's having other plans taking place tonight. But
He's gone to the pub.
He's gone to the pub. That's right.
Yeah, he's gone to the pub.
So Shad's Scorchers and Dynamite, really good match from a home point of view. But Dynamite put up a fight and almost took it right to the end.
Yeah, it was pretty close most of the way through. There wasn't much in it, especially after the Dynamite took that tactical and got a forward too. I mean, it's only the last 4 heats where it went a bit pear-shaped. I mean, they're only 4 points behind going into heat 12. So I think the Scorchers sort of really ramped it up the last 2 heats. I mean, they're a funny side, Scorchers. It's a mystery why they're only 4th with that top 4. It's just it's baffling for me. I mean, you look at Limo, Cam, JC, Sizzler. That top 4, they should be up there challenging. So I don't know what it is with them. I think it might be an availability thing. I think JC's only raced in 6 meetings this season, so they've probably missed him quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to have that top 4 with like 4 8-point riders in it, you would have thought that at the start of the season the Scorch would be a bit more up the top of the table near enough. But as you said, with availability, it hasn't really played well for the Scorchers. For Dynamite, I mean, they started slow, but then they sort of clawed it back. As you said, they were only 4 points down after heat 11, led of course by Stephen 101 and DL Shaw, who originally actually DL Shaw was the 2 rides, 2 wins to start with, and then sort of faltered at the end. But he did, I believe, get the track record in heat 15, so it was a big congratulations for DL Shaw there. But again, a good win for Scorchers, Shads. Put some solidifies them in 4th place in the league.
Yeah. I'll talk about DL Shaw a little bit later when we're talking about SCS and the GP. I mean, I mean they brought Owen in as a guest for David Dofir, and he 1 point in 5 rides is probably. I mean, I don't want to say it's probably cost them at least a point, but it's so difficult to come back after being inactive for so long and then come back and getting into the league racing. We know. I mean, we've all raced against him. We know how good he can be. I mean, when he first started, he was like, I mean, we was looking at him as a potential like Grand Prix champion or top 3 in the Grand Prix. But I mean, he's mid-teens now, probably early teens. He's probably got better things to do than sit in front of a computer all night. The rest of us sad old boys.
Oh, definitely. That's for certain. Got to give a special shout out though to Adlington whilst he's here to score 9+2 from his 7 rides. I mean, to come back after a couple of weeks away and to score paid 11, not to be disappointed. He did good in the points in 5 of his 7 races. He was in the points, so a good ride for Hadlington there in the number 2 spot. Do you think the rider replacement of Crook hindered Dynamite a bit, do you think?
Well, how many did they score? Not many.
Uh,
4 points. 4 points. 4 points
yeah,
from rider replacement. So, I mean, you're looking at Crook. You expect Crook to score 7 or 8. So, I mean, I think this has been a problem for Dynamite all season. Is availability of riders.
yeah,
I mean, they're a better team. They're a better team than that. They shouldn't be 6th in the league. Not with that
no,
lineup. I mean, if they could get the availability, if they had the availability all season, they'd be up there. Top 3. I'd say. I'd say they're no worse. They're no worse squad wise than the Cowboys. For me,
oh,
the Cowboys are extremely top heavy.
yeah,
I think Dynamite have got a very solid look inside, but it's just that they don't always there. That's their problem. That's
yeah.
been their problem all season.
Oop. Yeah, so it's a shame that the of that situation, rider availability, of course. This game isn't really a full-time thing. It's like a case of availability when you can. It's it always happens every year. You had the start of the season, you're all like pumped up, ready to go, and then you got like bits and pieces in between that sort of take over, and you sort of lose the interest a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, not everyone's got a 9 to 5 job where they can come home and have a dinner and jump on. I mean, like a Crook does shifts, doesn't he? A lorry driver, so
Yeah,
he's probably
he's a
away
trucker.
2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 nights in a row. So it's difficult, especially if you're offering dates and you've only got 2 dates to offer,
Mm,
and 2 dates to accept. It's so difficult, and if it doesn't fall right for you, you're screwed.
absolutely. And we did mention about the Cowboys there just a moment ago, Shaz, which leads me on to the Cowboys taking to the Oak Tree Arena in Somerset, and this one was a very, very big surprise. Not the fact that the Warriors beat the Cowboys, but the Cowboys were only limited to 1 race win from Stefan.
Actually more than one. Oh, well, here's one. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
probably the only time he hasn't scored double figures this season.
yeah, and I'm surprised that in that opening race he actually had a 1-5 reverse
Well, I
from
actually
Mason
rode.
Ryan and Wolf.
I actually rode in that meeting, and then
You
Cowboys were
did, yes,
terrible.
you did.
Cowboys were terrible. I mean, if you
Wow,
look at the scores, I think the guests scored 22 points, and the Cowboys 3 Cowboys scored 12. If it
wow.
hadn't been for the guests, it would have been even worse. I mean, Bobby scored 3 points. When has Bobby ever scored 3 points in a meeting before?
Very, very strange. That very, very strange.
Someone
Then of course,
someone told me that Bobby's average has gone from a 9-point average to 6 in the last 3 or 4 meetings.
oof,
That's some drop off.
but again, it was like seeing that result and then only seeing Stefan have 1 heat win in the whole meeting. It's something that when you see it, you think to yourself, okay, he's racing every weekend. He's got he's scoring high points in every match. To have 1 bad match, you think to yourself, uh-oh, what's happening here? Because normally
But
Stefan would be like winning.
let's not take any credit away from the Warriors, who were very good. I mean,
Yes.
they looked a lot. They were a different team from the one we raced the previous week in the KO Cup final, first leg. Different team all the way through. They actually looked like they were prepared for this one. Whereas when we raced against them, they looked like they hadn't ridden the track before.
Mm.
In the races I was in, they were very sharp. They knew exactly what to do. They knew exactly what part of the track to ride on, and they looked a lot better than they looked like potential league champions.
Mm. Well, of course, we've got the fixture preview coming up in the second part of the show, where we discover who's going where for the final 3 fixtures of the season. I want to put up a quick mention also to Unknown, who rode at number 5 for the Cowboys, to top score with 11 points. Now, we know how good Unknown is, and to come back as a guest appearance and score that much, it's almost like he's not been away.
Yeah, well, he rode for us at the same track last week in the KO Cup final. We guested for ads against the Warriors, so he was a good choice for the Cowboys because he's already ridden the track last week.
Mm.
So yeah, and he was I think he scored 8 points for us, so from 5 rides. So he did a good job. Yeah, you can always rely on him.
And then, of course, leading the way there was Zagar with I believe there was 13 points, only dropping two heats where he finished second in both of those. But again, the Cowboys had a what's the word I'm looking for? The consolation 4-2 in the final race, where Racer Ryan actually had an exclusion, and Unknown and Stefan took that 4-2 in the final heat. But again, Warriors looking ever so strong on paper at home, and it certainly puts the final few matches which they have as the most important, because I believe they have one away, they only have one home match left, which is against the Storm in a couple of weeks' time. So, and of course, yes,
Stefan. Of course. Can we just mention the fact that Zagar bottled out that racing in the silver helmet, and
did
Ryan
he?
jumped in. Oh, he did. Yes.
Oh.
Yes, he didn't want to take Stefan on.
Well, according to Stefan, Ryan was grassed in heat 15. Lol, Unk targeted him, and then of course he says, and Stefan retained his silver helmet. So I think Stefan's now he's gone unbeaten in the silver helmet. I think
it's odd how Stefan all of a sudden found his form in the silver helmet race.
I think he's only ever been beaten once in like a heat, and that was by Powys, if I'm correct in saying. I think Powys beat him in one of the races, but then Stefan retained, so went down to a third heat. So
yeah, I think so.
Well, Warriors there.
No, he's looking in match races. He's pretty much untouchable.
So Warriors looking good for the last few matches of the season, and I do believe we are attempting to have the Warriors Storm match live streamed. So keep your eyes on the page for that when we have the that live stream, a potential league decider, where it's the Warriors against the Storm. And talking of the Storm, they took the long trip from Hyde Road to Berwick, take on the Piemen, and this one was one-way traffic for the Hyde Storm, unfortunately for the Piemen there, losing 57-33. And again, leading away, Craig and Powys. My word, with that pairing, and of course, especially in Heat 15, I mean, what a night.
Well, it wasn't a long trip for me. I only live around the corner.
And
to answer your question, and I was there.
And to answer your question, Sis, yes, we have talked about the Scorchers meeting. So it was the first on, mate. So you did miss that, unfortunately. Sis is actually in the chat going to the pub. So have a good night, Sis. But yeah, it started well for the Piemen. They had that 4-2 in the opening race, but then it just seemed to falter after Heat 3. They sort of lost their mojo a little bit, and obviously having rider replacement for Don's 101 yet again. Once again, was that the turning point for the Piemen, do you think?
Yeah, we're notoriously slow starters in meetings anyway. Yeah, I mean they were hampered anyway by their top two were out, Squall and Dons. I mean, you look at the Squall and Dons' home averages; they're both above 9. So that was a pretty big miss. I mean, they only scored 10 points on their rider replacement. With the full squad, they probably would have had a bit closer. But then again, they chose the dates. So what can what can you say?
Mm.
You know, they were there to be beaten. We were quite confident going in. We practiced quite a lot for it, and it was all looking pretty good. And special shout out for Hutchie for his first away win of the season
Hey,
in these final heat.
Hutty with the
He
old
was
chicken wing.
looking good. He should have scored more than that. I mean, he was unbeaten his last 2 rides. I think he was with me in heat 10 and in heat 13.
Yeah, I was going to say, Shads, that you
I
you
mean,
had a
he's up to a yeah. I had a decent meeting,
you
but
had a good match.
He's
Yeah,
up to a 5-point average now.
that's
Yeah,
great.
I think so. I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah, but again,
It
obviously
was a
Storm
big
with
pickup from
the
him.
yeah, I was going to say Storm with the warning shot for that all
Yeah,
important fixture in a couple of weeks' time. Of course, there's meetings
first
before
team to
this.
win at Berwick in the league this season. They're unbeaten
Wow.
I think Warriors beat them in the cup, but they're actually unbeaten at home. I mean, you look at their home averages. All the Prime's averages are above 6 at home,
Mm.
and it's the only side in the league whose every rider is above 6 on a home average. And I've done a bit of research, and they had the least number of last place finishes at home for all the
Yeah,
teams in the league. So they're no pushovers at home
absolutely
usually.
not.
But
No.
then again, without their 2 top riders, I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
making
absolutely.
excuses for them. That's up to them to do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm.
Yeah, I believe you have some insights on this match, Shads, that you want to sort of bring up. Is that right, or is that was that for the different match?
No, I was just saying about the Cowboys meeting, about the points difference between the Cowboys and their guests.
Oh yeah, of course, that's fine, mate. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was being cruel, I'd say all the average lowering for next season. But
Hmm.
but then don't take anything away from the Warriors. They look very good.
Hmm.
In this
Like
one,
I
I
said,
think we're quite confident. I mean, I mean, we had the meeting won by halfway, I reckon, and then sort of like banging a few 5-1s towards the end to get. Well, the 4 points were vital here. I don't think a 3-point win would have been enough. We need the 4 points because we dropped silly points at home to Dynamite. We dropped points away to the Scorchers. You know, we lost by 2 points at Birmingham. We should have won that really.
hmm.
So we've only got ourselves to blame. So no, still in the hunt, still there.
So I
We'll
guess
go,
so I guess
like you say, we'll probably go to the last meeting of the season, hopefully.
yeah. So I guess for you, it's a case of scoring as much points as possible when you're away from home, and then puts you in good stead for the next match. Of course, your next match is even more important than the Warriors match in 2 weeks' time. So
Yeah.
hopefully, like I said, we're going to hopefully have that meeting streamed for you, that Warriors Storm match. And of course, I was talking to Wolfie. Actually, no, I'll say it after the SS and BGB draws because it's linked with that. So
If you're still
Ben,
talking to you.
he always talks to me, mate. He always talks to
Oh,
me.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's the same. He does.
Okay.
So, you know.
Okay.
Anyways, so with that, the 3 meetings took place that weekend. So we're now going to take a quick look at the league table, which, in terms of a Storm point of view, is looking very, very healthy. 4 points in front of Warriors in second place. Still all to play for in that mid-table between Cowboys, Scorchers, and Piemen. Only 1 point separating all 3 teams. So, and of course, you've got the Dynamite and Hackney at the bottom there. Unfortunately, still Hackney. They had their they have had 2 home wins, but they've had no away wins, so no points have gone their way in terms of an away fixture. And I believe the Hackney Norse had the free week this week as well. But again, looking at that table, it's all pretty much down to Hyde versus Somerset. Do you agree, Shads?
Dan, look at the points difference between a Storm and Warrior. The actual match points exactly the same,
Oh
identical
my
points.
word! I've
After
just
9
noticed
meetings,
that.
you wouldn't look at that. I mean, that's uncanny, isn't it?
Just goes to show how competitive the Storm and Warriors are. I mean,
Hmm.
when you saw the Warriors team being done on, or the Storm team being done on press day, you think to yourself, wow, that team. Powys, Craig, Ads, Sky Rider, mega top four. You know, and of course Ads as well. Is wow. And to have the exact
Yeah.
same points.
Yeah. Uncanny, isn't it?
Unbelievable. It's
Uncanny,
mental.
that.
Absolutely mental.
Yeah. I wonder if it went to the end of the season and finished on the same point and the same
Yeah.
on the same points difference. How it would be
Yeah.
decided? Maybe a runoff.
They have a run off for the title, yeah. That'd be good. Super Heat after Heat 15. That'd be
Really
quite funny.
strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again,
But
that
looking at the table, I mean, third place is still up for grabs, isn't it?
that middle order, yeah. And in
Mm.
terms of points difference, the Cowboys are third with the higher 4 average points wise.
Yeah.
And then Birmingham have the Pinemen have the highest away to 454 to the Cowboys 449 and then 452 for the Scorchers. So again, it's anybody's, but of course if that top two, you can't split them, can you? It's just unbelievable what they've done.
I mean, I think Skyrider put something up on the British Speedway Sliders Facebook page
Yeah.
about where you think the league's going to finish the final standings. And I've actually got Scorchers to finish fourth. I've got the order it is now. That's the order I think it will finish. Apart from the top two, I think Warrior will win it. But I think the rest of it's going to probably stay about the same.
Yeah.
Looking at the fixtures and what I think Susan wants third.
Oh yeah, I think he wants third.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine. I know they've been practicing already for Hyde Road, so they're going to be prepared. I think that I said to the boys in chat. I think this is going to be our toughest meeting of the season at home.
So Stevens just said, depending on how Warriors and Storm remaining fixtures go with how many points they get each, one scenario could see them one team beat the other by 1 point. Wow. And Scissor says, watch me score one now. Oh, brilliant, Sis. Brilliant.
They've got a very good top four.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can't believe they're fourth in the league. I can't believe they're fourth in the league with that top four.
It's crazy how things change.
Yeah. It's not, races aren't one on paper, are they?
Absolutely not. Anything can happen in Speedway, and it usually does. As I always say, Speedway is never scripted. So with that being said, we're going to head on to our first break of the night. And when we come back, we're going to have the SCS and BGP draws for the next round in Chorzo in Poland. So it's Thinking Caps on at the ready. I believe we have an STS theme. Is it STS or Speedway first?
Whichever one you want to do first.
We'll do Speedway, yeah. We'll do Speedway one first. Cool.
Okay.
So, Sheffield won the inaugural Championship League when it was reintroduced as the Championship.
Want me to go ahead with it?
Go for it. So you want to say it? Hang on, is Shad's having a cough? I think he is. No, we've just lost Shads. No, we haven't. He's back now.
What? Oh, so I disconnected.
You okay?
You want the Speedway question, yeah?
Yes, please.
Right. Sheffield Tigers won the inaugural SGB Championship in 2017. But who finished bottom of the league table that season?
No Googling. Guess. So Sheffield Tigers won the inaugural Championship League in 2017. Who finished bottom? We'll see you in 5 minutes. So, did you get it? The question that we asked was Sheffield Tigers won the inaugural SGB Championship, but who finished bottom? Shad, do you care to
Craigie
enlighten us?
Hurl got it straight away.
It was indeed the Berwick Bandits.
Berwick Bandits.
The Berwick Bandits.
Berwick Bandits have been bottom of the league most seasons. So ever since I've moved up here, I think I'm a bit of a jinx.
Here's a bonus point. Craigie Hurl, can you name the 7 runners that were in the team for that season?
Bloody hell, I couldn't even do that.
I reckon he can if he knows that much. I wonder if he can. Yeah.
Ben Barker.
Maybe the name sounds familiar.
I think he was at number 1 that season.
Yeah, I think he then went to Newcastle, I believe, after that, didn't he?
Oh, he's been everywhere, hasn't he?
Yeah. Caused a lot of teams in terms of the real life speedway. It's only about 10 weeks till the season kicks off now, so excitement building for everybody when they get the that smell of methanol back in their system again. Oh, I've missed that, haven't I? I've missed it. I've missed it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different teams this year, Shads, as well, in terms of like strength in numbers, and a few surprise signings too.
Yeah. There's a few. I mean, I haven't taken much notice of the other teams, but I've obviously kept a close eye on the Berwick team, since it's my local side, and they've gone through almost a complete reshuffle. I think there's only two riders that started last season remaining, and gone for almost a completely different new side. So we'll see how we go.
I think it's the same with Plymouth as well, because there was obviously they've only retained Ben Barker from last year's team. No chance it was whole 7. I know Gapmeyer was there, so was Doolan and Howe. So you got 3 right. That wasn't too bad.
God, yeah, I forgot about Doolan. I think Guy Etheridge might have been in the side as well.
Ads MFT saying, is that when Bridger joined? I don't think it was, because 2017 that was when Plymouth were in the National League, so I didn't get a chance to see them any sort of championship teams. I say one team I'm looking forward to potentially seeing the progress of them this year is Workington, because they've got a few new names. They've brought back in Craig Cook. But then of course you've got Tate Shinsky. You've got Bachelor.
You've got that the German girl. What's her name? Lieberman or something.
Selina Lieberman.
That's the one. Yeah. I mean, I'm actually going to their first home meeting. It's against Berwick in the cup that cup thing there at the start of the season. I'm actually going to that. The wife wants to go, so we're taking a long trek across country.
Yeah, and then you've got that Valuis, whatever he wants to call him. Another well,
Finnish guy.
Looking at the photo of him, you would think he have like a high pitched voice, but then he did a welcome message. And he sounded like a bloody 40-year-old man.
Sounded like me.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, hey guys, it's Auntie here, and just want to say a massive thank you for the guys at Workington. Oh, so funny. I keep thinking that do all Finnish like riders all sound like Mika Hakkinen or Kimi Räikkönen from Formula One? They hardly speak, But yeah, as Power is saying, without our own track this season, we're looking at making some trips. The trip to a few other tracks this season. Worky definitely on the list. Well, I'm gonna try.
Come up to Berwick. Come up to Berwick.
Yeah, Shads is offering a spare bedroom for you.
I'll buy you a Scotch pie.
Well, I'm hoping to go Birmingham this year. Hopefully, it's a lot easier to get to than other elite tracks, and it's the closest one to me in terms of the high. Actually, no, Oxford is, but that's a bit more tricky. I keep forgetting that Oxford's in.
I mean, you could do a weekender. You could do Edinburgh or Glasgow on the Friday, Berwick on the Saturday, and Workington on the Sunday. You could make a weekend of it with with and then straight back down the M6 back to Birmingham. So it's definitely worth doing if you're going to do 3 meetings in a weekend.
Mm.
I'd definitely wait until the summer because the weather up here can be a bit dodgy, so
Well,
you're going to get rain off.
Well, the Northern Tour is definitely the one that everyone looks forward to sometimes.
Yeah, I did northern tours for years coming up
Craigie
here when I
Harrell
lived
says
down south.
anyone comes to pool, I'll get you a beer. Says Craigie Harrell.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Lango says come see Swindon to it's a building site. Ads MFT says
Lango's doing the
I'm
roofing.
yeah I miss a random Saturday nights at Rye. Says Ads. Yeah, but of course the big talking
Oh,
point is I believe that the permission from Coventry, the stadium's been turned down, so they actually have racing, I believe, back there again.
yeah.
If
I think
that's if I'm right in
the
saying.
people that wanted to build houses had an appeal, and that was turned down. So that's good news.
Yeah, so we'll probably see Coventry next season, hopefully, because the stadium's there. It just needs to be refurbished. They don't need to do many. They don't need to do many sort of structural things about it. Come see Reading. It's a dusty car park, and the football stadium nearby hosts regular tennis matches and protests. Oh, that was from Tank. Oh, wow. But anyway, we must crack on with the draws for the
Oh,
BGP
yes,
and the SDS.
absolutely.
Of course, the next round of the BGP and SCS match takes place at Chorzo in Poland. Only 3 rounds to go, and it's still anybody's in terms of the SCS draws. So we have that's the BGP first of all. So we're going to keep quiet and we're going to let the maestro himself, Mr. Stephen, draw the numbers and riders for the BGP draw in Chorzo. So Tank, take it away. So the last name there just being drawn, which is Powis84. He'll go at number 16. So Shad's bringing you in, mate. Number 12 for yourself, mate. Your thoughts on the draw?
Draw's a draw, innit? What can you do? Doesn't matter where you're racing. Still got to have 5 rides against. Still got to race against everyone. It doesn't make any difference to me. I'm not going to be challenging for the for next year's qualification. So just turn up and do my best as I usually do, as I do in every meeting.
Wow.
Looking
So
interesting though. I'm just looking at the standings at the moment. I mean, I think
Well,
the
I think we
top
all
6
are.
are pretty much all safe to qualify for next year.
Yeah.
I can't see anyone else jumping in the top 6. It's the last 2 places that are going to be a battle. I mean, Crook's missed a few meetings. If he gets the ride, even though he's not going to qualify for next year. School's probably looking to push into that top. And Deal Shaw, I mean, he's missed 2 meetings and he's only 3 points off the top 8. So if he can make the last 2 meetings, he'll be in there. But I think it's 3 riders, 3 or 4 riders going for that top 8.
Yeah, but
I
of
can't
course
see
there's
anyone below getting it.
Stefan at the top there, looking pretty much in a comfortable position. So
Yeah.
sort of any sort of last meetings that he has is going to be pretty much a foregone conclusion. Haddington saying
You can forget that.
Crook withdraw? I think Crook did, didn't he? He did withdraw.
Has he withdrawn from the competition?
I think so. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know. I know Don's has.
It might be worth checking out with the powers that be.
I don't think Crook has. I think Don's definitely has.
Yeah.
Don's pulled out. I think didn't Super Dip take Don's place?
Oh yes, he did. Yeah, he did.
I think he did. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Just
you're looking at top 6, definitely home and host. I can't see any of those missing any more meetings, so they'll be okay. It's just like between Fecky, Crook, School, Dilshaw, Maben, possibly Hads, JC as well. JC had a good last three meetings. He could squeeze in there.
Yeah. Haddington's saying DL would easily be top 8 if he didn't miss the meetings. Yeah, I totally agree, Hads. Totally
Absolutely,
agree,
no,
mate.
he's totally correct. Totally correct.
Now,
He's been very good this season.
yeah. Now we are going to move on swiftly to the SCS draw. So if Tank, you're ready for that SCS draw. Of course, the SCS draw takes place, or the SCS meeting takes place the same night as the BGP. And I will get into details of that on later on in the show, because I want to sort of put an idea, like a feeler out to you guys in the chat if we can. So with that being said, with the SCS draw official draw, we're going to hand it back over to Tank. Tank, take it away, mate. And Scotty B there, the last name to be drawn out for the SCS draw there. And quite a few good races in that one there. Shads, your thoughts on the SCS draw?
Yeah, interesting. I'm looking at the standings at the moment, and I think it's pretty much done and dusted at the top between Scotty and Ads. I think one of them's going to win it. Ads is coming up. I mean, Scotty's done marvelously well to have such a big lead at the top. I mean, he's been very, very consistent, double figures all the way through. So you've got to take your hats off to him. Ads is coming up on the rails after missing the first round. I can't see anyone challenging them. It's the top three that go through to the GP, isn't it? So
Correct, yes.
it's still up for grabs, that third place. I mean, you're looking at 101, Tank, maybe Le Sorcier. It's going to be three. Any one out of those three to qualify for the Grand Prix next year. It's going to be really exciting, the last three meetings. I think Ads has said he's free for the last three meetings as it stands.
Oof.
So it's going to be very exciting, much more exciting than the Grand Prix, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I was going to say, like, bringing this into the equation, I was going to ask, like, we have like a feeler that's going to go out to the groups. Of course, the SCS and BGP round run on the same night. We do feel that the SCS match is going to be a lot more closer than the BGP. So we're hoping if feelers go around and people have that, they want it to happen, is to have the last round at Bellevue on a different night than the BGP. So it allows the BGP riders to watch the SCS round and vice versa. It might work, it might not. Because I have heard a lot of talks previously that whoever had the idea of having these meetings on the same night needs to be shot in a dark room. That wasn't my words, but it was. Powers says, "Good luck in getting 16 riders to agree to teams tonight." Yeah, I agree, Powers. I do agree, mate. I mean,
also, Dan.
Yes.
Dan. I think it was run on different nights last year, but I don't think there were any league meetings that week. So if you're going to do that, then you can't expect riders to have league meetings in the week, as well as riding in the SCS, and that's going to extend the season.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt there, Shaz. I think Scotty's got a good suggestion there. Alternate heats. Could that be a potential?
A long night. It depends who's refereeing. If Thrax is refereeing, then it's going to be a very long meeting.
Yeah.
You look at the GPs. I mean, the last one took forever because of the first bend-ins, and then Thrax's laptop was crashing. So I think we were about 5-6 heats behind the SCS. I think most of them had gone to bed and we were still racing. So I don't know if that's going to work. That's going to make it a very long evening. You're talking about what, 46 heats, one after the other. Wow, that's going to be 3 hours, isn't it?
Hadlington saying GP at 8, SCS at 9. And Powers has then said, again, good luck in getting 16 riders to agree to start at 7. Lango saying SCS I'd rather wasn't on a Sunday. Hobnob saying, but date and time was set at the start.
That's a very good point, actually.
Yeah,
you can't really...
I do agree. I do agree, lads. But I mean, it was just an idea that I had in my head, really, just to see if potentially, because the SCS draw is going to be, or the SCS match is going to be a bit more entertaining than the BGP. No disrespect to the BGP riders, but this one seems a lot more.
Logistically, it's going to be very difficult. You're going to upset a lot. I mean, it's hard enough to get riders to race in it now. I mean, every meeting you're getting no riders. So if you change it to midweek, I mean, look at the mid-league meetings. I mean, there's hardly a team that's not had to get a guest or a rider replacement in with unavailability. I think it's going to be logistically impossible to change it now.
Hobnob saying just ignore the GP meeting, which might actually be the best idea. Actually,
yeah.
Haddington says boo. Well, it was just an idea really of having that, because in terms of having like the STS meeting on a different night or a different time, then we could have had a Chester Craig reunion or a Chester Skyrider, so like the big two, big three in commentary for that night. But it was just a thought, so my apologies
It's
if
just
it
going to
didn't.
make it very difficult for league meetings as well, because that means
Yeah,
that's two nights out of the 5 rostered that are going to be unavailable now. So you're asking league teams to choose from 3 nights in the week, and
yeah.
it's bad enough now with 5.
Well, I tried, so it was
Yeah,
it was it was it was
nice
an it
try,
was an
nice
idea.
try though.
Yeah,
Saturday
it was
night
an
at GP.
depends on the size of the track, how quick meetings run. For example, Red Kai can run a meeting, be it 12 or 24 hours in 30, 40 minutes, but at Bellevue it will take a good hour. And it comes down to being prompt rides, artist server, and reruns if any, and tech glitches, unluckily usually. That's understandable. Tank, well executed there, mate. So yeah, but it was just an idea, just on it was an idea from someone else that said it to me and all
It's
that. So
an idea you had in your head which should have stayed there.
yeah. I have a lot of ideas in my head that something don't work, but there we go. So we've done the draws.
You've been sniffing coffee too much, Dan.
So 7 a.m. starts, mate. Christ. Anyway, we must now crack on with our second break of the night. When we come back, we're going to have the British League previews of the week ahead. So it is STS question time, and I believe Shad, you've got the STS question, mate. So when you'll be ready, fire away.
Yes. Who are the top 3 all-time British League bonus point scorers?
Who are the top 3 all-time bonus point scorers from season 1 to season 18? Is that right?
Up to now.
Up to now, yeah. So
Yeah.
who are the top 3 in bonus points? Get your think caps on, guys. We'll see you again in 5 minutes. And we're back for the final part of tonight's All Four Back, joined once again by Shads and myself, Chester. And we're going to move swiftly on to previews of next week.
After we've done the answer to the quiz question.
Of course, yes. My apologies, Shads. The question was, who were the all-time top 3 bonus point scorers in STS? And the answer was...
I don't think anyone actually got all 3.
Let's have a look. Well,
no, I don't think there was. No,
Powers
obviously,
Powers,
did Powers get it?
Powers says Rico, Tintin, and blank. Ads is saying Rico must be on it. Powers says Rico is well clear. Scotty B said Shads, Lango, and Rico.
Oh yeah. I think Scotty's being a bit funny there. Where am I? I can't even see me on the. I have to scroll right down the list to see me. Oh, I'm 29th on the list.
Yeah.
I'm below someone who's only ridden for that 3 seasons.
First out of the misery, who was it?
Top of the bonus points, obviously Rico. He raced near enough every season. I think he was in from the start. 257 bonus points. Second, and even Tank didn't know this, is Tank.
Wow.
212, and only 1 point behind Tank is Tintin on 211. I think Powis mentioned Lango being in the top 3. Lango is actually 4th with 179.
Wow, so close.
And then it goes Craig, Fozzie, Alf, JC, further down. But Rico's well ahead.
Wow. And of course, Rico is the wild card for the SCS round. We've got to mention that in the draw build-up, unfortunately. So Rico's in as a wild card for the next round of the SCS at Chorsoff. So it is preview time. The build-up to next week's fixtures. I believe we have 2 matches on Wednesday, if I'm correct in saying. Am I correct in that? Am I correct in that?
Yes, we do. Yes. One on Tuesday and 2 on Wednesday.
So we start with of course, who has the week off? Trying to work out who it is. Piemen. So Piemen get the week off. We've got starting on Tuesday at 9 p.m. We have the Hyde Storm against the Birmingham Scorchers. Again, Storm looking to put the Piemen victory as a bounce on for the match against the Scorchers. Of course, the Scorchers will put up a fight. Yes, the graphic is correct. Tank, you are correct there, mate. So Shads, Storm going into match against Scorchers. Your thoughts on it? Because of course it's a must-win for you guys to keep the championship alive.
Well, I think this would be our toughest home meeting of the season so far. If you look at the Scorchers top 4, Sizzler's rode at Hyde Road when he was with Phoenix. Season 14 or 15, I think 14. House is telling us how good he was around there. JC, if he can stay awake. Nemo, Cam, it's not going to be easy. We're going to have to be on it. I mean, 3 point. We need 3 points on that. Anything less than that, and I think we're going to struggle to win anything this year.
Well, it is definitely a must. Ads, if you're around, mate. You did say you're going to pop in for a chat if you can, but if you are available, just to pop in, just to get your thoughts on the Storm Scorchers match, if you are around, bud. Hopefully, it's Good
Hello.
evening, Ads. Good evening, Ads. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, man, I'm good.
How are you feeling? I know you've had a bit of a bug the last few weeks.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm pretty much there now.
Oh, that's good, mate.
I feel a bit more human, at least.
A bit more human. So we're talking about the Scorchers and Storm match on Tuesday. As I said to Shads, it's a must-win for you guys. What's your thoughts going into that match? Of course, being a part of the Storm team.
It is going to be a tough one, but I have full confidence that we can get a result. Top 3, especially, is really, really strong. And as has already been mentioned about Sizz and his Hyde form, so and I know they've already been practicing because I saw them open
Mm.
the server. So they'll probably be a little bit more up for it. Sources will try and get one over Powers as well. So yeah, it is going to be tough, and we're definitely not going to take anything lightly. Well, especially with the next 3 meetings anyway. So yeah, we'll put some laps in and see how we go like normal.
Because I did say to Tank to put in the last 3 matches. Of course, the Storm have got 2 home matches and 1 away. So as you said, this match for you at Storm is going to be, so there it is on the screen there now. So the Storm have 2 home matches as opposed to the Warriors having 2 away matches. So those 2 home matches are going to be very important because obviously you want to have a good match against the Scorchers to have I'd say an easier time against the Warriors at the Oak Tree. Do you reckon?
Sorry, mate, what was that?
Just saying about the
Cut out a
Storm
bit.
having the Storm having 2 home matches in contrast to the Warriors having 2 away matches. You look at that home match against the Scorchers to ease the pressure a little bit going to the Warriors in a fortnight's time.
Yeah, definitely. I think I posted already in the chat. I think I can see Warriors getting maximum points from both their away meetings potentially. They're a really solid side, and I think the title will come down to our meeting away to the Warriors. To be honest,
Yeah.
If we can get something from it, even if it's just a point, it's game on. I think so. We just need to keep Warriors away is the one. I think it's gonna decide who wins the league. Basically, I think.
Yeah.
If they spank us, I think they've got enough in their tank to win both away meetings for 4 points. If I'm honest. But yeah, we'll be doing our all like normal, and we'll see how we go. It'll be nice to get off to a fast start for once. We always seem to take sort of 4 or 5 heats to get going, and sometimes it's puts a little bit of pressure on later on in the meeting.
Yeah, Shad, do you want to add into that, mate? Of course, the most important match for you guys is against the Scorchers on that Tuesday night. So your thoughts going into it?
Yeah, a lot of these meetings, it's hard to predict until you know who actually is riding. I mean, we thought we'd have a really hard match against the Firemen, but when we saw their lineup and they had the top 2 out, Dynamite this season have been blighted by team selection. So if they can get a full side out, they might give the Warriors a good meeting. But then I've learned not to rely on other teams doing us favours, because I thought the Cowboys would do us a favour at Somerset last week, but they were rubbish.
The trouble is, I think anybody can beat anybody on their night. That's the thing. If
Absolutely.
You've had nights in practice where all of a sudden everything clicks, and then you can turn up the next night and you can't actually do a thing. It happens so often on the game, especially even pre-meeting, you could be flying, and then as soon as the meeting comes, nerves kick in, and anything can really happen. To be honest.
Yeah. I mean, you want to have 2 full-strength teams to make it a really good match, don't you? In a way.
That'll be good. I don't know. I don't actually know what their sort of minimum count is looking like, but I think we've got a plan for the remaining 3 meetings with who we want in, sort of thing, and who we're going to use where. But obviously, it depends on what dates get offered. Some people are not available on certain days, and some people have things come up like football and whatever else.
Yeah. Going back to the SCS meeting as well, as you're heading to Chorzo, currently in 2nd place. So a good result for there at Chorzo will put you in good stead for the last 2 rounds, of course. So you're looking forward to that one?
Yeah, I haven't got a clue on the line or anything, but hopefully it's
no one has really, I think.
God knows with these tracks, but it's going to be close towards the end. I think Scott 10 points ahead, I think, at the minute.
Yeah.
And I've only gained sort of, was it 4 or 5 points over the last 3 meetings or whatever it is. He's so consistent. He's so quick out the gate, and a lot of these tracks, if you can get out in front and hold the line, you're sort of onto a winner. I'm really I'm hoping he mucks up somewhere along the line, but we'll see how we go. I was really tempted to stick him in the grass last week when I was in the lead, but I thought I'd muck myself up more than anything. But yeah, it's going to be close, and whoever wins it will hat us off to the winner.
Well, we wish you all the best for that one, Ads, and also good luck for the Scorchers match with the Storm next week. And so thanks for dropping in, mate. Really appreciate it.
No worries, chaps. Have a good evening.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Cheers, Ad.
So going back to the meeting preview, we have after the Storm against the Scorchers, we have if Tank can change the screen, thank you. The Cowboys against the Hackney Norse. The Norse back after their free week. And again, this one pretty much looks like a foregone conclusion with the Cowboys. Dominant at home, led by Stefan from the get-go. But of course, Max ST and Fakey for the Norse, they'll want to put a dent in the Cowboys' position in the table. But I say, Shad, could anyone stop Cowboys at home?
No, not against Norse. Norse are in a bit of trouble actually because Jerebro's got a riding all last 3 meetings. He's only ridden four meetings this season.
Yeah,
So he's or him or a guest. I mean, his average is pretty low, so they're going to struggle to find someone a lower average to guess for him. No, I can't see. I think Cowboys need to bounce back from last week and make a statement.
yeah. Stefan will want to put the disappointment of Warriors behind him. Of course, that match takes
It
place
all will.
at 8:30 for the Cowboys. Of course, it's 9:30 for the Hackney. I've just been told that Hackney haven't ridden in over a month in a meeting. What shape will they be in? Well, I'm guessing they might be a bit rusty. Because of course, having a month off like we have for the podcast, it's not the greatest. So
we haven't had a home meeting since the 5th of December at
wow.
Hyde Road. You know, 6 weeks near enough.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, right? When I'm at work, I'm having my first back-to-back day off since December 17th last year. I've had literally split days since then. I've had no back-to-back days off. So in fact, the last meeting the Norse had was the 57-33 demolition of the Warriors.
Wow.
Wow, that's definitely one to save for that one.
I can't see that happening this time.
Oh no, Stefan will be on a mission after last week. Definitely after last week.
Absolutely.
To get
and Bobby, 3 points for Bobby last week. So
yes,
he's going to look to
very rare to see Bobby have that little score. In fact, even Stefan as well, for that matter. So that takes place at 8:30 on Wednesday, and on the same night at 9 p.m. we have the Dynamite against the Warriors. So a Warriors, the first of their 2 away matches. Now this one could possibly be, well, it's got to be a must-win for the Warriors. I don't know if Scotty B is in. He is in the chat. Scotty, are you free for 2 seconds, bud? You want to jump in for a quick chat? If you're in, hopefully. Get his thoughts on the match.
Got to put his whiskey bottle down.
Yeah, oh god, put the whiskey bottle down. Oh dear, this could be a really good or really oh god, he's been drinking, hasn't he? Oh shit.
This is going to be a really interesting meeting because they ride after us, so they're going to know what happened. They're going to know how we got on, so it'll either give them a boost if we drop points, or it's going to have the opposite effect.
Scotty being saying, "How do I get there?" Press the mic.
Hello, good evening.
Scotty,
Here he is.
Scotty,
Here he is.
you've been here before, mate. You should know how to do it.
How much of that bottle have you had, Scotty?
Well, it was unopened when I started it.
Oh, Scotty, I was
It's
just saying
Friday.
to-
What can I say?
Oh, mate, why not? Why not?
He sounds
Scotty,
quite sober, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh man, no.
It was probably all water, and that's what it was. Scotty, Red Card Dynamite on Wednesday. It's a must-win for you guys, isn't it? It's got to be a must-win.
Yeah. Well, if we've got designs on the title, then 100% we got to win it. Otherwise, we're out of it, aren't we?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we've got 2 away matches and we've got the home match against the Storm. If we mess up the 2 away matches, either one of them, then we're out of it.
Yeah.
So that's the way it is. However, what I would say is that Shads, I love you, mate. You're a great bloke, and I love riding with
There's
you.
a butt
However-
coming here, isn't there?
However,
However.
my friend,
However.
my friend, pie is pie. You know all about pie, and the fact of the
Yes.
matter is that pie is either good or bad, and you can't take it away from the fact that you've got the lead in this, and if we mess up whatsoever on the run into the match with you, then we're out of it. End of story.
Yeah. Oh,
And-
yeah.
And
I know.
even
Yeah.
even besides that, if you take the top 5 that Storm have got, and on paper you put
Top
them
4.
against the top 5 that that we've got, it becomes very difficult.
Mhm.
And if you looked at that at the start of the season, what would the outcome be from everybody in the league?
I mean, no one expected Badger to start the season off like that. did they?
No.
No. I mean, and no one really knew much about Wolf. You know,
No.
I'm not seeing him really race. I mean, I know Badger's dropped off a little bit recently, but I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of your wins were because he was scoring double figures every week.
Oh, he was
And now they've
phenomenal.
got, and now you're at number, now you're at number 6, and you're
Yep.
scoring
Yeah.
points every week. So whoever's at reserve, you've got a really strong reserve. You've got a really strong bottom end. Really strong
Yeah.
bottom end. That's
Mm.
that's my thing. That's my thinking.
Yeah,
I mean, you know me,
No,
I'm the most inconsistent guy out there. I can either score 8 or I can score 1. You know, you just don't know what's happening.
I don't know, Shads. I think you underplay yourself somewhat. I think the rest of us believe
For a
you're stronger than
reason,
you think
Scotty.
you
For a
are.
reason. And
but no,
Hads has come up with a good point actually, that Alan's got a ride in 2 out of the 3 meetings.
he has, yeah, he has.
Hello,
So
Alan. He's in chat.
so Alan, yeah. So Alan is definitely on the way up in his performances. He's done
Absolutely.
great work in practice as well as in meetings, and he's definitely on the way up. So I would definitely not count him out in any race. However,
Especially at home.
it does make a difference.
Mhm.
And on the run in, there are 3 very, very challenging matches, and it makes a whole lot of difference when it comes down to fine margins. I think at the end of the day, the Storm, no matter how you wrap it, the Storm definitely have a fantastic pedigree from 1 to 7. I mean, you can't deny that you've got fantastic players all the way through, and some legends of the game. So I'm just looking forward to the way this unfolds. It could be fantastic. It could be a flop if we mess up next week. Let's face it.
It's been a great season so far, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been brilliant. When have we had this running? Cast your mind back. Tell me. You know more than anyone, I think, Shads.
Yeah.
When we've had a run-in as good as this.
There was a season, season 6, I remember. I think the top three were separated by 3 points at the end of the season, and that was in
Wow.
a 10 team league as well. That was the days
Yeah.
where we had 10 teams with squads of 10. And I think that's the closest I've. I think didn't Dragons win it by a point last year.
Yeah, it was
I believe.
very close, wasn't it?
That was very, very close.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think it was
this
a point
this
limit.
could be
I'm just
this could be
looking at
similar.
this. Yeah. Oh, you know, actually, Dragons won it on points difference. Dragons
Wow.
and Cowboys both finished on 28 points last year, and the Dragons did it on points difference. Quite a high points difference, I might add.
Yeah,
But
actually,
still,
Dragons. Yeah, School led that, didn't he? And he
if you're
did
looking,
remarkably well to lead his team to the trophy.
both teams just lost one meeting. They lost one meeting. It was yeah, exactly the same points. That's probably the closest. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was only
Well,
six
this could
teams,
rival
though.
it. This could rival it. I think we are headed for exactly that scenario.
Man, this
Yeah.
is great. This is great listening, mate. This is
It's
fantastic.
good. It's a very, very exciting. I mean, you know
Yeah.
me. I'm always downplaying us because I genuinely believe that you're in the box seat with your 2 away meetings with the potential to get 8 points. And I know we've got on what looks like an easy meeting on paper. Hello.
I love you, mate. I love you. But however, look at the people we've got to play against. Look at the riders that are in those teams, and then tell me that it's a foregone conclusion that we get those points out of those meetings. I don't think so. They're great teams. They're great teams.
Yeah.
However, you on the other hand have 2 meetings that I feel on the balance of things, certainly on paper, are runaway wins.
Definitely the
Do
North.
you disagree?
You think that Scorchers at home next week with Sizzler, with JC, with Cam and Limo is going to be an easy win?
I'm hoping it's not.
Come on,
I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's not.
However, got a 10-point
however,
average around Hyde Road.
Yeah, you put those names against the names that you've got, and then to ask someone who sat right next to you in the commentary box, who historically they would believe would win out of those 4 against those 4, and you'll find that you come out on top.
Yeah, but you're looking at names on a screen.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It's all on the performance on the night. And you might get a ping, you might get a knock. You never know.
A bit of lag, or one of Ads's famous sticky keys. Craig only turning up. Craig only turning up for 5 minutes practice instead of his usual 10.
I think it's more likely. I think it's more likely that you're going to get an instance of an amazing performance by Lango rather than a sticky key by Ads.
Man.
Okay.
I've ridden with that Lango, and he is phenomenal. He's a fantastic team rider, and he can pull out a 10+ average as well as he can a 3+ average.
Have you seen Lango's home average?
Yes, I have.
3.24.
However, I've ridden with Lango, and
Yes.
he can be phenomenal. He can beat anybody in the game. And
Wow.
and I've seen it in a few seasons where he will go from what you're saying there to being a heat leader overnight. And I don't know how he does it. It's phenomenal. But he has this turn when he needs it. He finds the impetus within him to perform superbly, and he's a fantastic teammate.
I don't think we're going to agree here, are we, Scotty?
Yeah.
We're going to have this. We're going to have this debate. We're going to have this debate to the end of the season. All we're going to say is, if we're level on points, going into the last meeting. You've got a away meeting at Berwick, and we're home to Norse.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think nerves are going to play a very big part. in it as well.
I,
You know, when you know you're
if
one
it comes
meeting
down
away
to
from
that,
winning it.
if it comes down to that, it comes down to how well we perform at Berwick, because the Pies are extremely dangerous, especially at home.
Well, they weren't. They
Um,
weren't
as
last week.
oh, they are. If you look across the season, they are. However, the Norse, on average, apart from us, to be fair, and I'll get that one out of the way before anyone else says it. Apart from us, I think it's a walkover.
Wow.
So there you go. However, the results will tell the story, and I would love to meet this conversation back
And it
again after
might be
that.
all over by the last meeting anyway, so we don't know.
It could well be.
It
could well be.
might be irrelevant. So whoever wins it is going to deserve to win it. It's not like a one-off meeting where you win all 4 races, or all 5 races in an individual, and then get to the final and go off the track or something. This is over a whole season, and the team that wins it is going to deserve it, whoever it is, us or you. And
Absolutely.
if you win it, you've deserved it. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to be bitter about it. I'm not going to, say anyone but Phoenix, like we used to do back in the day. If you've won it, if you win it, whoever wins it is going to deserve it. Top 3, or look at our top 3, but you can't win a meeting with just the top 3 scoring. Everyone else has got a chip in as well.
I agree with that. And I look forward to it all coming together and seeing what happens, because it has been a fascinating season. It really has. It's the best season that I've been involved with.
And it's all
without doubt.
And the spirit has been really good. There's not been any, apart from when you got beat by Norton, there was a few accusations. But if, to be honest with you, if that had been us, I would have thought exactly the same.
Yeah, I will say no more on that one.
No, don't. No, don't.
Yeah.
No, I won't.
Well, Scotty, it's been great having you in, mate. That was what you've said there has just been absolutely superb, mate. So we appreciate you coming in for a quick chat there, mate. Wish you all the best for the Warriors Dynamite match on Wednesday, and then hopefully we'll go into the match with the Storm pretty much on like a title decider. That's gonna be the best one of the night. So thanks a lot, Scott. I really appreciate it, mate.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much.
Cheers,
Cheers, guys.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Well, that was good, wasn't it? That was brilliant.
That was
Scotty.
fun. I enjoyed that.
Oh man, I think Scott should drink more often and sound more.
I think me and Scotty are the spokespersons for our respective teams. We're all trying to play down our chances.
Yeah, definitely. Anyways, Shads, with that being said, I think it's time for the checker flag to drop for tonight. It's been a great show. Of course, we're back to normal hopefully next week, all being well. Any final thoughts from you, mate, before we wrap up?
No, I've enjoyed it. It's been fun tonight. I know it's only been the 2 of us doing it, and we need Hads back, take a bit of the pressure off of us. Hopefully next week we'll see how it goes, and we're going to try and source a guest for next week as well.
Yes,
so
we'll
keep an eye on your inboxes, some of you, because we might be requesting a guest.
Yeah, we were a little bit down tonight. Obviously, we're going to have Sis, but he was at the pub, which we understand. See, people have other things to do other than STS. Hobnob runs away sharply. But yeah, guys, it's been a great night tonight. Massive thanks to Ads and also to Bobby. Sorry, for Scotty for coming in to have a quick chat. So, without that being said, checker flag has fallen for tonight. So we've got to thank our massive thank you for our producer, Tank, as always. I will say a good night to Shads.
Good night.
Good night, Shads, and a good night from me, Chester. We will see you next week for episode 3 of season 24 of STS All Fall Back. Until then, we'll see you next week. Take care and good night.
Bye.